The apartment was quiet. Too quiet. Maya stands at the door, hand on the cold brass handle. Her dress from last night still clings to her skin. The city stretches 43 floors below, glittering like broken glass. Behind her, a voice cuts through the silence. "Where do you think you're going?" She doesn't turn around. She knows who it is. Dante Rossi. The man whose bed she just left. The man who controls half of Chicago's underworld. The man she thought would let her walk away. He doesn't repeat himself. He doesn't need to. Her fingers slip off the handle. "I kept my end of the deal," she whispers. The deal's changed. 3 words. That's all it takes. Maya's heart pounds against her ribs. She risked everything to get here. One night. That's what they agreed. One night to erase her brother's $50,000 debt. One night to keep him breathing. But now the door is locked. And Dante Rossi is standing between her and the only exit. Her phone is gone. Her shoes are gone. And the man who promised her freedom is watching her like she's already his. She turns slowly. His expression hasn't changed. Calm. Cold. Final. "You don't get to leave," he says. "Not anymore." This wasn't supposed to happen. But it did. And by the time the sun rises over Lake Michigan, Maya will realize something far worse than being trapped. She was never meant to survive this at all. If this story already has you hooked, if your chest feels tight and you need to know what happens next, do me one favor. Hit that like button. Not for me. For every person who's ever made a choice they couldn't take back. For every story that refuses to let you look away. Drop a comment. Tell me what country you're watching from. Tell me if you think Maya deserves what's coming or if Dante does. And subscribe. Because this story is just the beginning. And if you walk away now, you'll never know how deep this goes. Let's continue. 3 weeks earlier. Maya sits in a hospital waiting room, staring at the fluorescent lights overhead. Her younger brother, Cameron, is in surgery. Again. Leukemia doesn't negotiate. It doesn't care that their parents are dead. It doesn't care that she's 26, working 2 jobs, and barely holding on. The hospital bill is $73,000. She has $400 in her account. A man in an expensive suit approaches her. His name is Vincent. He works for someone powerful. Someone who helps people in situations like hers. "Your brother needs treatment. I can make that happen. No upfront cost." Maya knows better. She grew up in Southside Chicago. She knows what men like Vincent represent. What's the catch? Vincent smiles, but it doesn't reach his eyes. "You'll owe a favor. When the time comes, you pay it back." She should say no. She should walk away. But Cameron's doctor told her this morning that without the next round of treatment, he has 3 months. Maybe less. So she signs. The surgery happens. Cameron survives. And 2 weeks later, Vincent shows up at her apartment with a briefcase and a photograph. The photograph is of a man. Dark eyes. Sharp jaw. Handsome in a way that makes your skin crawl. "Dante Rossi," Vincent says. "He wants to meet you." Maya's stomach drops. "Why?" Vincent doesn't answer. He just sets an address on the table. A penthouse in the Gold Coast. Tomorrow night. 8 p.m. Don't be late. He leaves. Maya stares at the address until her vision blurs. She's heard the name before. Everyone has. Dante Rossi runs the Rossi family, one of the oldest and most dangerous crime syndicates in the Midwest. Money laundering. Extortion. Murder. And now, somehow, she owes him. The next night, she puts on the only dress she owns that doesn't look cheap. She takes the train north, watches the city change from crumbling brick to steel and glass. The penthouse lobby is made of expensive marble and silence. Vincent escorts her upstairs. When the elevator doors open, Dante is waiting. He's younger than she expected. Maybe 35. He wears a black suit like armor. His eyes move over her slowly, deliberately. "Maya," he says. Her name sounds different in his mouth. "Mr. Rossi." He gestures to a chair. She sits. He pours 2 glasses of wine. She doesn't drink hers. Your brother's treatment is expensive, he says. $50,000. That's what you owe. Maya's throat tightens. I thought. Vincent told you there'd be a favor. This is it. He slides a contract across the table. It's 1 page. The terms are simple. 1 night. With him. In exchange, the debt is erased. Her hands shake as she reads it. This is a choice, Dante interrupts. You can sign. Or you can leave. But if you leave, the debt remains. And debts to me don't disappear. Maya thinks of Cameron. Of the hospital bed. Of the machines keeping him alive. She picks up the pen. Dante watches her sign her name. Good, he says softly. And just like that, her life is no longer her own. The bedroom is dark except for the city lights bleeding through the floor-to-ceiling windows. Maya stands near the door, arms crossed over her chest. Dante pours himself a drink at the bar in the corner. You don't have to be afraid, he says without looking at her. I'm not. He turns. His expression is unreadable. You're a terrible liar. She doesn't respond. He sets the glass down and walks toward her. Slowly. Like he has all the time in the world. Do you know why I chose you? Maya shakes her head. Because you're desperate. And desperate people are honest. The words hit like a slap. He stops in front of her. Close enough that she can smell his cologne. Expensive. Suffocating. Take off your shoes. She hesitates. Then does. Good. Now sit. She sits on the edge of the bed. Dante kneels in front of her. It's the last thing she expects. For a moment, he almost looks human. I don't enjoy this, he says quietly. But I don't have the luxury of guilt. Then why? Because control is the only currency that matters. And tonight, you gave me yours. He stands, walks to the window. You can leave in the morning. The debt will be paid. Your brother will be safe. Relief floods through her. But it's shallow. Temporary. That's it. Dante's reflection in the glass is cold. That's it. She wants to believe him. She wants to believe this nightmare ends at sunrise. But the way he's looking at her, like he owns every inch of it, makes her stomach turn. The night passes in silence. He doesn't touch her. He doesn't speak. He just watches. And when the first light breaks over the skyline, Maya thinks it's over. She's so wrong. Maya wakes to the sound of the door clicking shut. Her heart races. She sits up, pulling the blanket around her. Dante is standing by the window, fully dressed. He's on the phone. I don't care what he says. If he doesn't pay by Friday, he's done. He hangs up. Turns to her. You're awake. Maya stands, reaching for her dress. Our deal's finished. I need to go. Dante doesn't move. Sit down. Excuse me. Sit. Down. There's no anger in his voice. Just certainty. Maya's legs lock. Something is wrong. You said. I said the debt would be paid. It is. But I didn't say you were leaving. Her blood goes cold. You can't keep me here. Dante walks toward her. I can. And I will. Why? He stops inches from her face. Because last night, someone tried to kill me. A rival family. They've been planning it for months. And the only reason I'm still alive is because my security caught them first. Maya's breath catches. What does that have to do with me? Dante's jaw tightens. One of the men they hired was your brother's doctor. The room tilts. That's impossible. Is it? Dr. Marcus Levine. He's been on my payroll for 3 years. Laundering money through fake medical billing. But 2 months ago, he flipped. Started working with the Costello family. Feeding them information. Maya's mind races. Cameron's treatment. Was bait, Dante finishes. They knew you'd come to me. They knew I'd want something from you. And they were going to use you to get close. Tears burn her eyes. I didn't know. I believe you. But it doesn't matter. You're a liability now. And liabilities don't walk free. Maya backs toward the door. Dante doesn't follow. If you run, your brother dies. If you stay, he's protected. Choose. She grabs the handle. It doesn't move. Locked. Her chest tightens. You're a monster. Dante's expression doesn't change. No. I'm practical. He walks past her, opens the door himself. Vincent will bring you breakfast. Don't try anything stupid. He leaves. Maya collapses against the wall, shaking. She came here to save her brother. Now she's a prisoner. And the man holding the key doesn't plan on letting her go. 2 days passed by quickly. Maya barely eats. Barely even sleeps. Vincent brings her meals. Fresh clothes. A burner phone with one number programmed in. Cameron. She calls him once. He sounds weak but alive. Maya, where are you? She lies. Work trip. I'll be back soon. He doesn't believe her. On the 3rd day, Dante returns. He sits across from her in the living room, calm as ever. I have a proposition. Maya glares at him. I'm not interested. You will be. He slides a folder across the table. Inside are photographs. Documents. Bank records. Dr. Levine wasn't working alone, Dante says. There were 3 others. A nurse. A hospital administrator. And someone inside my organization. Maya's hands tremble as she flips through the pages. Why are you showing me this? Because I need to know who the 4th person is. And you're going to help me find them. I don't know anything about your world. You know more than you think. You've been in my home for 3 days. You've seen who comes and goes. You've heard conversations. Maya shakes her head. I'm not a spy. Dante leans forward. You're whatever I need you to be. And right now, I need someone no one suspects. Someone invisible. And if I refuse? His eyes darken. Then your brother's next round of chemo gets delayed. Indefinitely. The threat hangs in the air. Maya's voice cracks. You're using him to control me. Yes. No hesitation. No remorse. She wants to hate him. She does hate him. But she also knows he's telling the truth. If she doesn't cooperate, Cameron dies. What do you want me to do? Dante's expression softens. Just barely. There's a meeting tomorrow night. My inner circle. You'll be there. As my guest. They'll know I don't belong. They'll know exactly what I want them to know. That you're important to me. That you matter. Why would that help? Dante stands. Because the traitor will panic. And when they do, they'll make a mistake. He walks to the door. Pauses. Get some rest, Maya. Tomorrow, you become a beautiful bait. The door closes. Maya stares at the folder. She's not just a prisoner anymore. She's a pawn. And the game has already started. The meeting is held in a private room at an upscale restaurant in River North. Maya wears a dress Dante had delivered. Black. Elegant. Expensive. She feels like a fraud. Vincent escorts her inside. 6 men sit around a table. They all stop talking when she enters. Dante stands at the head. Gentlemen, this is Maya. No last name. No explanation. The men exchange glances. One of them, a man in his 50s with gray hair and cold eyes, speaks first. You're bringing civilians into this now? Dante's tone is ice. I bring whoever I want, Tony. Do we have a problem? Tony leans back. No problem. But his eyes stay on Maya. She sits beside Dante. Her hands are folded in her lap. She doesn't speak. The meeting begins. They discuss shipments. Territory. Money. Maya listens. Watches. Halfway through, a younger man, late 20s, sharp suit, leans toward her. You don't look like the usual type, he says quietly. Maya's pulse quickens. What's the usual type? He smirks. Expensive. Dante's hand lands on the table. Hard. Marco. Something to say. Marco straightens. No, boss. The tension is suffocating. After an hour, the meeting ends. The men file out. Except Tony. He lingers near the door. Dante. A word. Dante nods to Vincent, who escorts Maya to the car. In the back seat, she exhales. Vincent watches her in the rearview mirror. You did well. I didn't do anything. Exactly. When Dante returns, his expression is unreadable. They drive in silence. Back at the penthouse, he pours 2 drinks. Hands her one. Tony's the traitor. Maya's eyes widened. How do you know? Because he asked about you. 3 times. Wanted to know where you came from. Why you're here. That's panic. What happens now? Dante's jaw tightens. Now, we confirm it. He pulls out his phone. Dials. Vincent. Bring him in. Maya's stomach drops. What are you going to do? Dante looks at her. What I always do. An hour later, Tony is dragged into the penthouse. Blood on his face. Hands bound. Maya stands frozen near the window. Dante walks toward Tony slowly. You've been with me for 15 years, Tony. Tony spits blood. Go to hell. Dante doesn't flinch. Why'd you do it? Because you're a tyrant. Because people are tired of living in fear. Dante crouches in front of him. And where did that get you? Tony's eyes flick to Maya. She's next, you know. Just like all the others. Maya's breath catches. Dante's voice is deadly calm. There are no others. He stands. Looks at Vincent. Take him. Vincent drags Tony toward the elevator. Maya's legs give out. She sinks onto the couch. Dante pours another drink. You should go to bed. What's going to happen to him? Dante doesn't answer. Maya already knows. She helped set a trap. And now a man is going to die because of it. She stares at her hands. They're shaking. And Dante is watching her like she just passed a test she didn't know she was taking. A week passes silently. Tony's body is never found. The news calls it a disappearance. Dante calls it justice. Maya stops asking questions. She's allowed more freedom now. She can move through the penthouse. Use the phone. But she's never truly alone. Vincent is always nearby. Watching. Cameron's treatments continue. He's getting stronger. The doctors are optimistic. But Maya is falling apart. One night, she stands on the balcony, staring at the city below. Dante joins her. You haven't eaten today. I'm not hungry. You're angry. She turns to face him. You killed a man. I've killed many men, Maya. And that doesn't bother you? Dante's expression doesn't change. No. Maya's voice cracks. Then why am I still here? If this is who you are, why don't you just let me go? Dante steps closer. Because you're the first person in years who's looked at me like I'm still human. The confession stops her cold. That's not true. It is. Everyone else sees a weapon. A tool. You see something else. Maya shakes her head. You're wrong. I see a monster. Dante's jaw tightens. But he doesn't argue. Maybe. But you're still here. Because you won't let me leave. No. Because part of you doesn't want to. The words hit like a punch. Maya wants to scream. To deny it. But she can't. Because somewhere in the last 2 weeks, something shifted. She stopped seeing Dante as just a captor. She started seeing the cracks. The exhaustion. The loneliness. And it terrifies her. I hate you, she whispers. Dante's voice is quiet. I know. He walks back inside. Maya stays on the balcony until the sun rises. She doesn't know who she's angrier at, Dante or herself. But one thing is certain, and you would never believe it. 2 days later, Maya gets a call from the hospital. Cameron's condition has worsened. Rapidly. She begs Dante to let her see him. Please. Just 1 hour. Dante studies her. Vincent will take you. You don't leave his sight. She nods. At the hospital, Cameron looks frail. Tubes run from his arms. His skin is pale. Maya holds his hand. I'm here, she whispers. Cameron's eyes flutter open. Maya, don't talk. Save your strength. But he grips her hand tighter. I know where you've been. Her blood goes cold. What? Dr. Levine told me. Before he disappeared. He said you were with Dante Rossi. Tears spill down her face. Cameron, why didn't you tell me? Because I was trying to protect you. Cameron's face twists. You sold yourself to a criminal. I saved your life. I never asked you to. The words shatter her. Cameron, get out. Please. I said get out. Vincent steps forward. Maya stumbles out of the room, sobbing. In the car, she can't breathe. Vincent glances at her. He'll come around. Maya doesn't respond. Back at the penthouse, Dante is waiting. How is he? Maya walks past him. He hates me. Dante follows. Maya, don't. Just don't. She locks herself in the bathroom. Slides down the wall. Everything she's done. Every choice she's made. And Cameron hates her for it. Later that night, Dante knocks on the door. Open it. Maya doesn't move. I'm not leaving until you do. She unlocks the door. Dante steps inside. He's young. He'll understand eventually. No, he won't. Because I took away his choice. Just like you took away mine. Dante's face hardens. I gave you a way out. You chose to stay. Because you made it impossible to leave. Her voice echoes. Dante's eyes darken. You think I'm the villain here? I gave your brother a future. I kept him alive. And all I asked in return was one night. And then you took everything else. Dante steps closer. You could have run 100 times. But you didn't. Because deep down, you know the truth. What truth? His voice drops. That out there, you're powerless. But here with me you matter. The air is suffocating. Maya's voice breaks. I want to leave. Dante's expression doesn't change. No, you don't. He walks out. And Maya is left alone, drowning in a truth she can't escape. She hates him. But he's right. 3 weeks later, Cameron is released from the hospital. He refuses to see Maya. She calls, texts, leaves voicemails. Nothing. Dante watches her unravel. One night, he makes a decision. Pack your things. Maya looks up from the couch. What? You're leaving. Her heart stops. You're letting me go? Dante's expression is unreadable. Your brother is healthy. The debt is paid. There's no reason to keep you here. Maya should feel relief. Joy. Instead, she feels hollow. Just like that. Just like that. The next morning, Vincent drives her back to her apartment. It looks smaller than she remembers. Cameron isn't there. She sits on the edge of her bed, staring at the wall. For the first time in weeks, she's free. But it doesn't feel like freedom. 2 days pass. She tries to rebuild her life. Goes back to work. Pretends everything is normal. But at night, she lies awake, staring at the ceiling. She thinks about Dante. About the penthouse. About the way he looked at her the last morning. Like he was letting go of something he didn't want to lose. On the 3rd day, there's a knock on her door. She opens it. Vincent. He wants to see you. Maya's chest tightens. Tell him no. Vincent's expression doesn't change. He said you'd say that. He also said to tell you this. You were right. I am a monster. But I'm your monster. Maya's breath catches. She should slam the door. Should tell Vincent to leave. Instead, she grabs her coat. Take me to him. Back at the penthouse, Dante is standing by the window. He turns when she enters. For a moment, neither of them speaks. I thought you wanted to leave, he says finally. Maya's voice is steady. I did. Then why are you here? She walks toward him. Because you were right. Out there, I'm no one. But here. She stops in front of him. Here, I matter. Dante's joy tightens. Maya, I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm not asking for redemption. I'm just asking for the truth. Do you want me here? Dante's voice is rough. Yes. Then stop pretending you don't. He reaches for her. Pulls her close. You're going to regret this, he whispers. Maya's eyes close. I already do. They kiss. And it's not gentle. It's desperate. Broken. 2 people who lost everything, clinging to the only thing they have left. Each other. Outside, the city hums. Inside, a monster and the woman who chose him begin a story that will never have a happy ending. But for now, it's enough. 6 months later, Maya stands in front of a mirror, smoothing down her dress. Dante appears behind her, adjusting his cufflinks. Ready? She nods. They're attending a charity gala. Another performance. Another mask. But this time, Maya isn't pretending. She's made her choice. And she's learned to live with it. As they step into the elevator, Dante's hand finds hers. Do you ever regret it? Maya looks at him. Every day. Dante smiles. It's the saddest thing she's ever seen. Good. That means you're still human. The doors close. And somewhere below, the city keeps moving. Unaware that two broken people found something resembling love in the darkest place possible. It's not a fairy tale, but it's theirs. One thing you should always understand is that survival comes in many forms. Sometimes it's about saving a life. Sometimes it's about finding meaning in the choices that break us. Maya didn't choose freedom. She chose the truth. Even if that truth was painful. And maybe that's the hardest thing of all, accepting that the right choice and the easy choice are almost never the same. If this story made you feel something, anger, sadness, understanding, then it did what it was supposed to do. Leave a comment. Tell me where you're watching from. Tell me if you think Maya made the right choice. Or if you would have done something different. Hit like if you stayed until the end. And subscribe, because stories like this, the ones that hurt, the ones that make you think, they're the only ones worth telling, and there are many more incoming. Thank you for being here, for listening, for caring, and I will see you in the next story.